Now we're going to talk about the metaverse of Cidade Alta. We're going to talk about how they created a multiverse, allowing creators to work together regardless of their platform, creating story arcs that are relevant for their personal branding and narrative. This is Mr. Paolo Benetti, the CEO of the Outplay company. Hi, Paolo. How's it going? Hi, Nivi. It's going well. Nice to meet you. Likewise, you may begin. Hi, everyone. I would like to thank the Big Festival for having me. My name is Paulo Benetti, and I am the CEO of the Outplay Company, a company focused on managing gaming assets. And we want to create a more effective work in this metaverse. And the metaverse is very trendy right now in gaming, right? And for us, the metaverse is the transformation of the real world into a digital world. And we have no boundaries for that whenever we talk about experiences and narratives that go digital. One of the landmarks we had last year was Travis's concert in Fortnite. We went beyond our traditional experiences for events, and not only was this a very new experience, but it also revolutionized the experience we have with concerts. And this is a bit more fair because, regardless of your location, you have the same experience as other people, regardless of how close you are to this celebrity. And this is a very unique universe, the video games universe. At Outplay, we own the servers for Cidade Alta. This is an RP server, and we have a very good example of the metaverse, taking daily life to the digital world in a very similar environment where people in this parallel universe are able not only to play, but they are able to play role with the characters that they'd like to be. In this universe, they can have the job they would like to have or the car they would like to own, and it's better than real life. So let me tell you how this experience with Cidade Alta also brings about a very innovative proposition for brands. Last year, we had a case study with Brahma, and this was a landmark for us with gaming. We released their new beer with double malt in our video game. So we had the truck, we had their bar, we had a specific event where we were celebrating this new release, this new launch. And what is really cool about this is that before this, Brahma was heavily consumed by Brazilian country audiences. That's where people would buy it the most. But with gaming, they have an intentional approach to change this. Because we know that when we drink, we should not drive. And in gaming, we have an opportunity. We can use creativity and we can do whatever we want. And in this game, when they drank and then started driving, when they tried to open the car door, they got blocked and they saw a message saying, "Hey, you've been drinking, you shouldn't be driving." So even after connecting the real world with gaming, we were very responsible because we thought that when we went back to partying with regular parties, this could be used not only as a new experience in the metaverse, but also as an awareness raising tool. And bringing brands into Cidade Alta became an example. It went to show that we had an opportunity for events. So this year, we had the Carnival Week at Cidade Alta. We worked with Mono Bloco. We had Tinder, we have Trident, we had artists delivering concerts. It was really a 360 experience at our carnival parade. You can see some of the pictures here. And this is how Cidade Alta is. We have billboards, we have real life cars, we had artists performing, and we wanted the carnival vibe, and that is why we hired Mono Bloco for this concert. We had over 150 influencers going live at the same time and truly enjoying Carnival and showing that this is an experience that couldn't be a reality in real life because of the pandemic. But we are surely going to go back to that when we can. And these brands were welcomed by the gaming audience. And the gaming audience is a very loyal audience. Whenever we're talking about a metaverse and whenever we're talking about experiences in game and in real life, we truly believe that we have an opportunity to look at this not as the future, but rather as the present. We've always played with our friends and we've always interacted with other players, but more and more we see that we can get more connected in real life through digital connection. Oftentimes, when we're unable to get together with our friends, for example, right now because of the pandemic, then we're able to use gaming to just, have a laugh and play around. And we can now have these moments with our friends inside games. And that outplay, not only with Cidade Alta, but with other products, we always try and explore the metaverse to see what new things we can come up with. That is why we are now taking the next step. We are expanding to a second server. For example, we're going to expand to new communities like Minecraft, and we believe that this new IP will lead us into a new universe with a different audience because right now we usually work with adults. Great. That's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you. And I do hope I was able to explain what the metaverse is about. It's been a pleasure being here, and I'd love to answer any questions you might have. If you have any questions about this topic or about Cidade Alta, just let me know. Thank you so much, Paulo. Let me ask you a question. When you get started with creating a server, we have other servers, right? So how can you adapt these styles? I'm sometimes transitioning between servers, but yours is really complete. How could you put all of that together? Well, the GTA RP universe has always existed, but with Cidade Alta, we created a more democratic universe, which was in compliance with real life. And this was appealing not only to gamers, but to people creating content as well. With GTA RP, we saw the police, we saw criminals, we had heists, and we saw an opportunity to have fun. And just going on a heist is something that doesn't happen at Cidade Alta. It is more about the story. We always pay a lot of attention to the whitelist for our server. We check the history of a person. We see if they've been reported for racism. And if they have, we ban them. Our goal with Cidade Alta is truly to mirror real life. We want real life in a digital environment. This is why we stand out as a server. Yeah, and it isn't easy to do that. I was used to Grand Theft Auto and we would just wreak havoc. And then we go to Grand Theft Auto RP And there are rules. How come you can't run people over? How come you can't just steal their cars? But how do you punish people? Especially with influencers. Because sometimes we just start playing and we don't go over the rules. And I'm not even talking about being punished in the Grand Theft Auto RP server, but how do you approach digital influencers?
So we monitor, we keep track of what influencers are doing. We have over 40 people working with Cidade Alta, looking not only at influencers, but also players in general. And say that maybe you hit someone with a car by accident. So we don't have to punish that, right? But if there is some sort of disrespectful behavior, then we need to punish that somehow. So then we will have someone from the team who will, come to this person, talk to them, and we really will maybe suspend use for a day or up to 3 days, depending on what they did. So they're going to be banned temporarily. But we have a large group of people analyzing things. People used to think about us as a GTA server, as with one admin making all of the decisions. But we have 1,500 people that can play in Discord with 140,000 people interested in joining Cidade Alta. Then we needed to have a larger team, not to mention development and models and so on. Right, absolutely. I was playing Cidade Alta once and I did something and you were really welcoming, you were really nice. There were people who could help me there. You had all of the organization necessary. So congratulations on your work. It's fantastic. I think we have a couple of questions from the audience, at least one here. So when it comes to server integrity, how do you take care of it? How do you make sure that the environment is controlled so that it's pleasant? We have the white list, right, where we have more criteria to choose someone. So even if someone has been recommended, we'll analyze and see if that person is a nice person. So there is an interview before the person joins the server. So if that is not going to, the person is not going to be in the way of someone else's RP. So we have 24/7 with different shifts and people are monitoring that. We have a ticket system where you can log a ticket. And there's not only the admins that look after that, but the community that composes Cidade Alta also support us in reporting something has been done or in telling us that someone needs to be punished for what they've done, pardon me. And GTA has a lot of that, right? So Grand Theft Auto. If there is a car that explodes, then you have um, a team that is looking after that 24/7.
Muito bom. Mas que eu tenho mais uma
All right.
pergunta.
I think there's another question
Como
here.
exatamente funciona o sistema de
How does
seleção dos
the
influenciadores?
or how do
É,
you choose your
porque
influencers?
acontece de, por
You
exemplo,
mentioned
eles
whitelisting, right?
rejeitaram algum
Do
influenciador?
you ever reject influencers that would like to join the server? I wouldn't say that we reject influencers for a specific reason or reject a player. I wouldn't say that we turn them down. There are a lot of people who want to join the server, and we have 5,000 people that can be there per season through whitelisting. So we don't have this idea of rejecting or turning people down. So the person needs to have a good history. They need to know how to do RP. But we look at history and then what has to do with recommendations and referrals as well. So we have enough content to make a decision whether we should approve them or not.
Muito obrigada, viu,
All right.
Paulo?
So
E
thank you
você
very
tem
much,
algum. Você
Paulo.
quer se despedir? Óbvio.
Sorry, do you want to say anything, or you want to say goodbye, right? You want to say something. Thank you, Nivi. Thank you, everyone, for watching the session. Thank you, all in from Big
Ele vai estar
Festival.
aqui dia
And
10 e não
should you
sei
need
se
anything, let me know.
já foi. Enfim,
Oh, it's gone.
procure o
All right.
Cidade,
Okay.
Cidade Alta, que é onde você provavelmente vai ter
So you
informações.
can find Cidade Alta on Discord to get some more information. Thank you again, Paula.
Big Festival 2021, the biggest games festival in Latin America.